Hey, Jakobi, how are you, man?
I'm good. How about you?
Pretty good. Pretty good. First thing, just want to ask you what it's like to get back on the field with some of your teammates, and
Mhm.
also would love to get your take on what you've seen from the newest quarterback in town, Mac Jones.
Mhm. I mean, it feels good, honestly. You just sitting around the house isn't something I really signed up for when I thought of playing in the NFL. Being around the guys, being in the locker room with the guys, just enjoying being around them and working every day is something I definitely love about the NFL. As far as Mac and honestly all the whole room, I think it's nice to see them go out there and compete. Everybody bring their own different aspect to the game. Mac, Cam, Stead, Hoy. I feel like it's a great group of quarterbacks. They all work well with each other. Like they bring a lot of energy each in their own way. So I'm enjoying Mac and I'm enjoying the rest of the guys.
One thing that people have said about Mac Jones, Jakobi, is that he throws a catchable ball.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that matters to receivers, and how catchable is the ball from Mac?
I feel like we haven't been in the game yet, but from the couple of days that we've had together, he's been definitely easy to work with. I mean, he probably won't run past everybody, so throwing a catchable ball is definitely something that's got him to where he is, and he's blessed to have the arm talent he has. But it's definitely nice working with him, and he does throw catchable ball. And all the guys, I feel like they're here for a reason, and I feel like that's definitely one of the reasons he's here.
Thanks a lot, Jakobi.
Mm.
Next up, Mike Reese, followed by Mark Daniels.
Hey, Jakobi, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing well. How about for you? What areas are you sort of locked in on this off season that you want to really hone your game?
I feel like last year I had a couple little brain farts here and there, just mental lapses where I would know what to do, but it wouldn't click for me right away. Just trying to erase as many of those as I possibly can. Um, Being able to make it through a whole season, that's this. It was pretty long. That was my first time doing something like that. So just being able to be consistent day in, day out for as long as the season is definitely something I want to get better at.
And I know, you've talked how close you are with Cam, just going way back,
Mm-hmm.
right? What have you noticed from him this off season?
Honestly, it's just good to have Cam and all the guys, honestly, around. It's just when we're together, it's a different vibe. The energy is there, the competition is there, just the brotherhood is there. But when you're on the screens like we are right now, it doesn't feel as personal. You don't feel like you're really involved with everybody. So it's good to just have everybody around, including Cam.
Next question, Mark Daniels, followed by Alan Siegel.
Hey, Jakobi. Hope the offseason's been well to you. Last year, Julian goes down, and we know the story. You stepped up and had put up the best numbers of your NFL career so far. When you take a step back and look at the success you had, what do you need to do to take even another step? It's one thing to put up the big numbers. It's another thing to do it again and again. What do you have to do to sort of build upon last season?
I definitely feel like the mental aspect, like I was saying earlier, everybody's big, everybody's fast. They wouldn't be here if they didn't have either or possibly both. So just understanding the game as a pro and as a complete football player, I think that's something I definitely want to continue to strive for and get better at.
And with Julian retired, Gunnar was talking to us the other week about how much he meant to him, and he mentioned you as well. How much did Julian teach you, and how much better off for being a teammate with him?
A lot, honestly. Jules was definitely an ultimate vet. He might not say the kindest words here and there, but you could watch Jules and he'll never say a word, but you'll learn a book worth of information. So having him around, it definitely helped my game tremendously. And I'm just excited that I had the opportunity to be with him in the locker room for those 2 years.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Next question, Alan Siegel, followed by Doug Kide.
Hi, Jakobi. How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
Fine, thanks. Looking at your stats and following along something that Mark just talked to you about, from year one to year two, you doubled your receptions a little bit more, almost double your yards. As you think about it right now, between the jump of first year and second year, what allowed you to be able to make that jump and get improvement for last year? And how do you take that forward for this year?
I guess it's all about the ability to adapt, honestly. The game is always changing. The guys you play against are probably changing. Your team is typically changing. So just being able to adjust real quickly and understand everybody's role. So that way, if one guy went down, I could just hop in there because I didn't know when my opportunity was going to come. So I just wanted to be prepared for when the opportunity finally hit and just running with it.
And taking a look at your stats also, when you take a look at something, you've got 2 touchdown passes, but no touchdown receptions. How much you want to turn that around this year?
It would be nice, but, as long as I'm helping the team out, I'm not really – whatever the stats are, they are, We winning, and then that's probably the most important thing.
Thanks, Jakobi.
Definitely.
Next question, Doug Hyde, followed by Brendan McGarr.
Hey, Jakobi, you've got some new wide receivers in the room there. What's it been like working with Nelson and Kendrick, even going back to when you guys were out in California together?
They family already. I love having them around, just the energy they bring and how hard they work. Like, they're definitely 2 guys who you can tell they want to be the best at what they do. And every day we come in here, they push each other, they push us. They just definitely brought some new life to the room, and I'm definitely excited to have them here.
I know you're a Georgia native. Yeah. Have you been following the whole, Julio Jones trade rumor situation at all?
I saw it up on the screen earlier when I was getting treatment today, but that's not really – I don't know too much about it, honestly. And I know that's not really my position to speak on. So I'm just focusing on the guys we got in the room right now, enjoying my time with them.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Next question, Brendan McGarr, followed by Chris Ryan.
Hey, Jakobi, hope your off-season's going well. Just curious, with 4 quarterbacks on the depth chart, how important is it for you and maybe your fellow wide receivers to, make sure you get the reps with each of them so you feel comfortable with them in the opportunity that you have to step on the field with them during a game?
I mean, it's extremely important. I feel like that's why we're here for voluntary workouts. We all know what happened last year. Just missing out on that time is definitely something we don't want to do again. So just having everybody here and all getting together, building that chemistry is definitely something that we want to hold on to.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, next question, Chris Ryan, followed by Mike Reese.
Hey, Jakobi, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. You were talking before about eliminating mistakes and kind of getting to a better place mentally. How does a player go about doing that? Is it repetition? Is it these off-season workouts and kind of knowing exactly what you have a better handle on that? How do you get to that spot where you can limit mental mistakes?
I think every player is different, and it's all about finding what's best for you. For me, it was just getting the reps in, honestly. Just being able to go over it, mess it up a couple of times. So now I know what I did wrong and what I was thinking when I did it wrong, and then figuring out how to prevent that from happening again. So, but like I said, everybody definitely handles it different. Like, some guys don't have to be here to study and learn and whatever they have to do to get it 100%. But I was one of those guys who had to show up and just come in here and just mess it up a couple of times so I knew exactly.
And there have been reports about how good Cam has looked throwing the football. You've worked out with him obviously a lot here in the offseason. Have there been changes you've noticed in how effective he is in throwing the football? Have you noticed anything?
My QB days fell short a couple of years ago, so I honestly couldn't even tell you. But I know he does look good right now. And like I said, all the guys definitely have been putting in a lot of work. And, it's exciting to see what's coming forward.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Last question, Mike Reese.
Hey, Jakobi, this one's maybe a little different, but do you remember when you first got here? I think your jersey number was 69.
Yeah, Nancy 69. I remember it.
Well, like obviously all the rookies, right, had like the weird numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back on that, like, what was that? What was your reaction to it? And then what did it mean when you actually like got an actual number you could wear in a game?
Yeah, I remember my first day walking in. I didn't feel like I was at the right locker. I just knew something had to be off. There was no way a receiver was wearing 69. But when I finally got 16, it felt like a step in the right direction. Like you earned something. You went through the practices. You finally in preseason games. You proved that you could play in the league a little bit because you still got to make it on the team. But that's a good step in the right direction in my head. So I definitely appreciated going from 69 to 16.
Yeah. And was it the whole idea of like when you saw the number, was it like, how did you receive it? Like, was it almost like you don't belong yet until you get another number? Or was it more like number's not important? Like, what was the message, I guess, is what I'm asking, that you took from that?
that I had to show them that I belonged there, you know. Not that I didn't feel like I didn't or that the guys didn't feel like they didn't who were with me, but we were all basically on the bottom level, you know, first rounder all the way to undrafted. We were all in the same category. We were rookies who had to come in and show why we belonged there. And it's definitely a moment that I feel like made me a better player.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Jakobi, I'd like to wrap these up by saying thank you very much on behalf of everybody on the call. It's much appreciated providing content this time of year. And we know it's voluntary on your part, and we appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Appreciate y'all. Good to see y'all again.